Hey everybody, how's it going? This is a training session. It's a little warm-up, so it's a real easy, real basic session, and it's designed to get your legs moving before either some heavy training or an event, a race, sportive, that sort of thing. So we're going to start out real easy. Notice I'm getting too hard already. I just cruise nice and gently with fast legs to get the blood flowing for a good few minutes. Over the years, my warm-up has changed massively, but this is currently my favourite one. Maybe in a few months I'll change my mind again and I'll think of something else. So I'm aiming for about 90 RPM at an intensity that's equivalent to walking pace right now. So legs turning 90 revolutions per minute. I'm going to do 2 to 3 minutes like this, and then when my legs feel that little bit better, that little bit more ready to go a little bit harder, I'll start clicking through the gears, or in fact, where I am, start riding up the hill, which is going to provide me with the resistance that I need to warm up properly. You can see it's a bit of a wintry day here in Cornwall, so I'm wrapped up nice and warm. And the idea would be, by the end of this warm up, I'm no longer feeling too warm. I'm just ready to ride. I do this in the winter before any hard sessions. I probably wouldn't do it before anything other than, you know, real intense, above threshold style workout. So if I was going to do some sprints, I'd consider something similar. I'd maybe leave out the last few minutes of the intensity, so when we get up to zone 4 and above. But otherwise, it's all about just getting the legs going, feeling comfortable on the bike, getting ready for your training session. So that's nearly 2 minutes in. I'm going to click down through the gears. My cadence is going to slow because this is the only real steep part on this climb. But as my cadence slows, I'm going to ever so slightly up the intensity into zone 2 just to maintain a little bit of momentum. And as you're warming up yourselves on a turbo trainer, on some rollers, on the bike, I also recommend starting to work up towards zone 2 as well. It's only a 12 to 15 minute warm up, and you can adjust this yourself as well. So on days when I don't feel great, I think it's always quite important to just slightly extend the warm up to try and get your legs moving a little bit more freely. That way, when it comes to the race or the training, you're going to get a little bit more out of yourself. So 2.5 minutes now. Start thinking about the next 3 minutes, which is going to be zone 2. That's kind of your standard bike ride pace. So when you ride your bike, you're not going too hard, you're just making things happen, making movement. That's what I'd aim for, is zone 2. I'm going to press the lap button in 3, 2, 1. So it's almost no real change. Again, the gradient where I am is actually going to provide much of that change. I'd aim to keep your cadence in 90 to 95. You'll see on the screen that mine has dropped massively, and that's because I'm on the second slope of this climb. Clearly poorly planned by myself. So you notice throughout this zone 2 section that you start to feel your muscles feel more fluid. If it's not the best day and you're not feeling great, this is the segment of the warm-up that I would extend a little bit more. So you could take this from 3 minutes right out to 5 minutes if you had to, just to provide a little bit longer for your muscles to adapt to getting the blood flowing through them. You'll feel a lot better then when you move on to the higher intensity as well. Something that I also find works quite well is, as you're ramping up the intensity, you could do 3 minutes slightly harder and then back it off for 30 seconds, or 2.5 minutes harder, 30 seconds easier. That's almost allowing you to catch your breath a little bit and just keep up with what it is you're trying to do on the bike. That works quite well when you've got tired legs, especially. That little breather can really just help prepare you for the next step of the warm-up. So we're almost halfway through the zone 2 block now, and then inevitably we'll be squeezing on to zone 3. I feel that 3 minutes is the perfect amount of time in each zone up to threshold, and then after that really lower the duration, increase the cadence, but also increase the intensity. You can see I should definitely be going a little bit faster right now. So for me, my endurance zone, as I'm referring to it, is around 210 to 280 watts. It's the sort of pace where you can ride at all day basically. You wouldn't need to eat too much or drink too much. It's an efficient tempo, so if you're doing a long endurance ride, it's It's right where you want to be. And your legs shouldn't be hurting. If your legs are hurting, you're either going too hard or you're dealing with some residual fatigue. Either way, if your legs are hurting, as I said before, this is the one to extend that little bit. So I'm going to get my cadence going again after that little rise. Keep the power in the correct zone. If you notice your cadence fluctuating at any point, or if you don't have a cadence sensor, it's really easy just to count it out against the stop clock. Every time your left leg or your right leg does an entire revolution, count that as one. So 1, 2, 3. And for a warm-up, 90 to 100 RPM is a really good place to be. At the start of the warm-up, you can pedal a little bit slower, just to ease yourself into it. As you get towards the end, you really want to have that cadence up, 105 to 115, real fast legs. Right, we're now going to step it up into zone 3. And again, aiming for that nice 95 RPM cadence. So click back down through the gears. Every time I want to up the intensity on this climb, it seems like the climb also wants to do it for me, which in a way is ideal, just not great for the cadence. So I'm riding up a climb in sort of mid-west Cornwall. It's called Black Rock. The fastest time to the very top is around 12 minutes with the tailwind, or at least it was for me. It's not too steep, it's not too difficult, it's just quite a nice climb on the whole. I'm noticing I'm having to watch my power a minute. It's quite hard to control the cadence when you're outside, so actually a warm-up at a bike race is almost always better done on a turbo trainer or a set of rollers. It's also a really good time to focus on the event that's yet to come. Focus on your race strategy, your feed strategy. Just focus on getting your mind in the right place. I think it's a really beneficial 15 to 20 minutes, the whole warm-up protocol. So that includes warming up, getting off, getting the correct kit on. It's just those few minutes to get you in the mindset of racing. So we're a minute and 20 seconds in to the zone 3 block right now. I'm going to squeeze past a car and a horse. So again, have to ease off a little bit. You know what though, just to please the horse, I'm going to go left of the car. There we go, breathe in. Seems like the fairer thing to do. As I said before, if you're not feeling it, focus on the cadence rather than the power. Having fast legs is almost always going to benefit you in a warm-up more than it is focusing on the power. You don't want to demoralize yourself in a warm-up, even if you feel bad. The only thing that's important is getting yourself ready for the event. Demoralizing yourself whilst trying to warm up is not the time and place to be doing that. So spin freely, even if the power is lower than desired. Conversely, really try and rein it in if your power is higher than you expected, because you don't want to cook yourself in the first 15 minutes of the day before your event. So we're going to turn here. I'm going to pick up a bit of a tailwind, hopefully. I say that with fingers crossed. And in 30 seconds I'll be ready for a few minutes of zone 4. So that's, you know, race pace intensity like you'd be doing in a time trial or a solo event lasting less than an hour. I wouldn't describe it as a painful intensity, but it's an intensity that you know is happening. By the time you get to the end of this 3 minutes, you should definitely be sweating. At the end of this 3 minutes, we're going to take a 30-second rest before we do a 45-second zone 5. So here we go, zone 4. I don't really know what my zone 4 is, because it's been a long time since I trained properly, if I'm really honest. So let's aim for about 320. Again, I need to aim to keep that cadence high, because ultimately that's what's going to benefit us in a warm-up. So fast legs, smooth legs, good power output, maintain good composure on the bike, stay calm, comfortable, really focus on your breathing in this. That's really going to help you get that oxygen to your legs, all the muscles in your body that are working, but it's also kind of therapeutic, and that's going to help you get your mind in the right place for the event, the training session, whatever it is that you're about to take on. So getting towards the top of the climb here, which is good news. It means it hasn't taken me too long to get up here at all today. And it feels fast, it feels fluid, it feels smooth. To be really honest, my legs don't actually feel pain-free, so I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel from power numbers, but that's all right. Not every day is a good day. We've got a faster section here, which will help the cadence. Really aiming to pedal all the way around the pedal stroke, nice and smooth. 100 revs per minute. Not too taxing. Your heart rate should be building by now, but it shouldn't be excruciating. You're definitely going to know you're pedaling, but it's not going to be taking the energy out of you. All this session is going to do is activate your muscles, your energy systems, get you ready for the training or the race that's yet to come. So we've got another minute of this. If, like me, you've been at the lower end for the first 2 minutes, maybe now you can start pushing on a little bit more. Look behind, watch out for the van. Push, push, push. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Smooth. All the way around the pedal stroke. Good deep breaths of air. That's really important as well. So on a good day, I would never do more than 4 minutes like this. I might sometimes do a second ramp if I really needed to do it, and then I'd just do the 3 minutes of zone 4. Because I feel personally, this is the zone for me that really gets me going. It feels serious, it feels like a race. I know that I'm at work, as it were. I'm switched on and focused on what I'm doing. Got another 10 seconds of this, and then we're going to reduce the intensity, 30 seconds, have some good deep breaths, and we've got that final surge just to really get ourselves going. So 30 seconds spinning now, and then to go up and over, really get the cadence up to 115, really high, really fast, but only for 45 seconds. Again, we don't need to go crazy. It's just about fast legs, deep breathing, and activation. It's got 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now build that cadence. Build it from down low at 90, which is where I started. Get aim for 115. All in zone 5, so that's a good 105+% of your threshold power. At 30 to 45 seconds is enough of this. Alright, here we go. Cadence building, power building, 20 seconds left. And after that, you'll be ready to race. Guaranteed. Really push hard in these last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and recover. So, I'm going to do a quick U-turn on the road, but now is a good time just to pedal gently. You've got 3 to 5 minutes to get to the start line, maybe a little bit more. You can undo a good warm-up. That's a rule that I think should be ingrained in everyone's minds. So if your start's delayed, don't panic, you've warmed up, you've opened everything up, and you're ready to go. Good luck, have fun. There's going to be more of these training videos in the future, and I hope you enjoy them. See you again soon.